I call you guys friends. Anyone that subscribed to me, you're a friend to me. I appreciate it very much. All right, so we got 20 minutes of 9. It's Monday night, the 1st of June. So I got till about 5 of. Today I had my first visit to a physical therapist. I saw my surgeon about 2 weeks after the surgery, this last Wednesday. I saw Tolman. I'm happy with what he did. Very good. I'm super stoked. But he said, I want to get aggressive with getting you, moving forward with this. Because all I care about, I told him, is playing again. And I don't care, of course, with the therapy and all that, their goal is to get me this arm where I can raise it up and do everything this one does. If I wanted to play tennis or throw a ball, which I don't want to, don't give a shit, never played tennis. I'm 72 years old in July. I don't give a shit about anything anymore in life. Working, all of that, long done. I retired 5 years ago. It's only about playing now. So I told him, I don't care. When I get to where I can just move this arm down, as far as I got it down at the first fret area, and I can play and play with intensity and all that, that's all I care about. So my first visit today, so the first thing I did, when you go to physical therapy, at least where I'm going in Gardner, Massachusetts, there's different therapists. So when they set an appointment, I may not see the same person each time I go. So this guy, Doug, is who I met today. Really cool. I really like the guy because I picked his brain. The first thing at my age, I go in, I'm asking questions. I already know. I want to find shit out, how much they know about what they're going to be dealing with me. Obviously, these people are supposed to, when they have someone come in, they're supposed to have a chart of that person they're working on and know exactly what they need to be doing with them. So this Doug guy, I said to him, so exactly what did I have done? And he looked at a thing and he told me, and I got more info from him than I did the surgeon. My surgeon was more concerned and let me know clearly and showed me pictures of the whole procedure, that everything went together perfect. He fixed a couple of old injuries in there. I found out from this therapist guy today, there's 4 muscles or whatever that attach for your rotator cuff. 2 of mine were completely torn off and shrunk back into the chest muscle area, along with next to an older injury where muscle was totally missing from an old injury. It was full of fluid in there. And with the bicep, which the surgeon told me he retore it and blah, 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 he didn't set it back in place. He retore it, he cut out the whole tear and left it where it was because this guy explained it in full detail why, and it made total sense. There was a lot of fiber tear and all kinds of things in there that they cleaned up, along with cutting the end of the bicep, the shredded stuff that was only going to end up becoming scar tissue and adhere to things in there and make it so that I won't be able to play. He did everything in there knowing I'm a guitar player so that I wasn't going to, anything in there he thought was going to affect that in the future when I heal, he took care of. So that was fantastic. And then some other things in there, the labrum and the bicep, that and 2 other things. They did a lot of stuff, scraped in there. Actually, when I went down, he said the impact, because I put my arm behind me when I fell, that my right arm was out brushing the snow off the car. This arm, just automatically, I put it down. It also pushed the whole socket, the whole thing out of joint. And then it popped back in place. It tore the stuff it tore and then went back, so they had to do some repair in there where that all joins together. He said, asked me about, so what's your thought on how long you think this is going to take? I said, well, some people told me you're talking 3 months, and he said, no, about a year. If we're going to work towards getting you to have the full, everything movement. And I said, well, whatever it takes. I just want to get to where I can play. I can play a little bit right now for about 5 or 10 minutes, and it's uncomfortable and all that, but whatever. So enough with that. I just wanted to give you guys all an update on this. I started the physical therapy. My second appointment's just 2 days from now, Wednesday. Then they got another one already scheduled for next Wednesday. And hopefully, I told them I'd like to see this guy, being as I'm already connected with him, and he laid out all the information on what my injury is, how they got to go about it, and the whole bit. Of course, I'm sure that same information is going to pass on to whoever I end up seeing. But that's where it's at. It's going to be a long road, but I'm okay with that. It is what it is. So I got this. One of my subscribers on YouTube, Joseph-DH9YZ, his icon looks like a brown teapot to me, the old-fashioned teapot. But he mentioned this. He says, you know what you could do while you're healing, being as I can't really play. My thoughts on a Les Paul and my thoughts on a Tele. He says, I'll give you the first title ideas if you're interested in doing that. So that's what I'll do right now, my thoughts on them. And then I can maybe make up some of my own from here on out, my thoughts on things. So I'll do that. I favor a Les Paul. First of all, let's do this. There's no, for everybody, all of us need to get this straight. There is no better guitar player, okay, on the planet. Like, oh, Yngwie's better than Slash and Satriani's better than Vai or any. There's no such thing. I'll clear all that up real quick so you can understand how I view music and all instruments. There's no better amp. A lot of people, oh, the Marshall's the best and PV sucks. I went through that 30, 40 years ago when I was stupid. When people do that, you're stupid and you're wasting time. If I lose subscribers for saying this, I don't care. There is no better. There is no Tellies are better than Strats, Les Pauls are whatever. It's whatever inspires you. This sums it all up right here. I say it like this. Whatever inspires you as an individual, that's what's the best. Period. Right? You like PV amps in a Stratocaster? Then play them. It doesn't, and as far as better guitar players, each individual that was born, is alive and performing out there, has been given a God-given way that they're going to see music in the talent that he gave them as an individual. There's no, that they're doing the best they can with what God gave them. So, and you know, Yngwie, he was naturally God-given thing, gave him a God-given natural desire to do that neoclassical, you know, Mozart, whatever all those guys, classical type of stuff is. And he sat down and just figured out a way to do it. That's his individual gift. The same thing with Slash and whoever. I used to do that way back in the day. Oh, Johnny Winters I was a Johnny Winter freak back in the 70s because I hadn't heard anyone else yet. Eddie Van Halen didn't exist at the time, at least in the public eye with music out there. So I went and saw Johnny Winter live and it blew my mind. He just came out of rehab. He was totally clean. He was just smoking. Rick Derringer was his other guitar player. So for me, that was my second concert ever in 1973. Edgar Winter was the first one the year before. So he was, to me, Johnny Winter, everybody else sucks, you know. Then I went and I saw The Who, Quadrophenia. Then I went and saw Skynyrd, the original Lynyrd Skynyrd, and Bad Company, and all these bands, Boston, Queen, you name it. And my mind changed over the years. So anyways, back again to the equipment thing. Whatever you like. Just because you love Marshall, you don't look over at somebody else and say, yeah, frickin' Vox amps suck or whatever. Stop that. It's like whatever inspires you, that's the best for you. And for each individual, to each their own, right? So that's all how I view everything. There's no instruments better than another one to me. I favor Les Pauls because of my own experience. I love Strats. I've had a bunch of them. The only thing I love their sound. They have a sound that you can't get from a Les Paul. I love 335s. I love Tellys. And I've had a bunch of them. I just tend to go back to the humbucker guitar, and I like the warmer sound, but I like the clean, crisper sound of a Strat and a Telly. They have their own use. And the thing with Strats with me, I always tend to hit the knobs because of the way I play. I would stuff some foam under the volume knob so that made it hard to turn. So if I bumped it, it wouldn't go down, and I would literally take the tone knob things right off and crazy glue them wide open because I didn't use anything on them except the neck. And I preferred a humbucker in the bridge on a Strat because I'm used to humbucker. I want the balls for the rock and roll when I put the distortion on. So again, you know, but there's a lot of Strat players that I may get another one at some point. And even what I'm doing right now, I'm playing through this cheap amp. It's a great little amp. My son gave it to me a couple years ago. Fender Vibro Champ XD. It's got 16 voicings in it. I don't sit and try to find these killer tones. I'm not even interested in tone when I do these videos at all. I just put on a little bit of a nasty, dirty, and, you know, or I'll put it on a number 10. That's all I do. You know, just have a little bit cleaner of a sound. I'm not searching for tone, and I really don't care about tone right now. So listen, this is it, you know. The gain's not quite on 2, but watch if I just move it a 1/4 of an inch. I just moved it from almost on 2 to 2. It's not by any means the best tone. The 16 voices, I haven't gone into them all trying to find, oh, that's the one I want. But I'll tell you this. When it comes time to record, maybe, you know, I'm hoping this gets to where I can, you know, play at least up to enough snuff to start recording finished professional material that I have rough sketches of on cassettes right now. Then I'm going to care about tone. I just have this amp and a little cube up in my room, and even on that little cube 10, the EQing's garbage now. I turn the knobs and I can't get a crispy, clean sound. So I just play it on either clean or super dirty. So again, about tone, all of that stuff is just whatever the individual wants. We should not look at anyone else and go like, yeah, whatever, that sounds like shit. I just did it recently with Bonamassa when he had Zakk Wylde on stage a few years ago, and Joe's playing, you know, a 59 Les Paul, and on it he's got a basically almost clean tone, and Zakk's got his nasty sound, and Joe buried him playing Crossroads, and just buried him. And Zakk's a far faster player, but the tone when they're side by side. But if I watch Zakk, Black Label Society, by himself, it's killer. Everything's just a perspective, you know, and so my thoughts on guitars is any guitar you like. I think they're all great. Even a no-name brand, if you can find a guitar you like that inspires you to play, good, that's for you. But again, for me, it's Les Pauls. I'm used to the tone. I did a lot of paying gigs before I got ill. In 23, I had major stomach surgery. Now I've got this injury. I was getting hired to play just with backing tracks. No cover tunes, no vocals, just play. But that's from teaching myself the theory, the fretboard. So I favor this because I was using Cube 40s when I was doing the gigs. Inexpensive amplifiers, not tube, just transistor amps. And I had a foot switch, and I could just set the clean and the gain side to where they were balanced. And that's how I did my gigs. A lot of my tracks that I created, I would start them out on a clean, and it would build up, and then I'd kick it on the gain and do my riffs, you know, what was right for the track. And so I haven't even yet gotten to the ultimate tone, you know, tube amp and pedals or processor or all this whatever. I'm going to find a sound that I like the sound of. I could find it in this. I might end up recording with this. If it sounds good, then that's what I'm going to do. And so that's that. But when I do the professional, get to that place where I actually record my new albums, could maybe start in the fall. It might not be till next summer because I got to learn how to use the program. I'm going to use Addictive Drums program for all my drums. I got to learn how to do that, how to go in and cut and put the fills where they need to be and all that. I'll start out with a drum beat in there that's just going to be the same beat for 4 minutes or whatever it's going to be. I'm not even going to worry about how, I'll just put it in for 4 or 5 minutes. The song might be short or whatever. I'm not going to worry about that. It's just, okay, start creating from the beginning of the drum beat, or maybe a couple bars in, and just play my idea. And then just start working it, just like painting a picture, right? You start out with a blank piece of paper, and you start coloring the background, then you start putting in the details or whatever. So that's how it's going to be. I hope this video helps you guys out. If any of you have questions and you want me to do a video on a particular subject, you got questions,